if this plays out differently, okay, if maybe one, if this is never fixed, or two, if the kind of Seminex ends up becoming a legitimate kind of movement and they can't stop the ordination route and da 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 da, what do you think that would have done to the LCMS synod? I don't even mean synod as far as like the political entity, but even just the nature of our theology. What would have happened if that battle would have been lost?
Boy, that's a wonderful. I've thought about that. That's a good question. Missouri has a lot of strengths that the synods that form the ELCA don't have.
Hmm.
You've got a big parochial school right here.
Hmm.
I'll bet you that the vast majority of parochial schools, Lutheran parochial schools, over the years in the United States of America, have been Missouri Synod or Wisconsin Synod.
Mm.
Very, very few from those synods that formed the ELCA, which means that the laity in these synods were not as well indoctrinated,
Hmm.
which means that the Missouri Synod, the very strength that ended up confronting the problem at St. Louis, which was an educated laity that believed the Bible was the inerrant word of God, the layman won the battle.
Mm.
So let's just say that they'd lost. Well, you still would have had them. I think Missouri still would have been able to maintain some of its integrity, but this is what would have happened, is that they would have joined the church that formed the ELCA, and then that would have spelled the end. So you would today have these, and either you'd have probably a split from Missouri,
Hmm.
but if Missouri had been part of that unified church, then they would be ordaining homosexuals too.
Hmm.
But my guess is that had that happened, there would have been a breakaway into one or several, smaller synods, because I can't believe that Missourians, for the most part, would have gone so far
Hmm.
in such a radical position.